Already BitChute and YouTube. If I post this on YouTube, been wanting to do a video again for a while, just mostly lazy, but I wanted to do this because of an event that happened today, which I'll get to very, very shortly. I'm in my RV. I lived in it for like 2.5 years ago. If you don't now, I don't have electricity anymore. So there's my trusty lantern. Okay, very big pet peeve of mine. All these Christian, so-called Christian channels on BitChute, YouTube, and elsewhere talking about the tyranny of the U.S. government and New World Order. What is more tyrannical than Christianity? Tells you who you can and cannot see, where you can and cannot work, what you can and cannot do, and they even tell you what you can and cannot think. But let's move on here to the stuff that's actually more important. Okay, this is a screenshot from a recent video on YouTube. It's all over the news. A dust storm that went through Illinois, massive pileup, a bunch injured, and a few less dead, but still dead. You can still see a bunch of the dust there. Sorry about that glare. You can look it up and watch the videos. That's a pickup truck. But what I wanted to bring up there and what I've been thinking about since we got into spring, are we going to see remember the Dust Bowl? I forget I don't know if it's back in the 60s or 50s or whatever. And are we going to see that again as all these croplands are dying up? Yes, they can geoengineer it and make it rain, but you got to keep it raining to keep it from drying out. Let's move on. Monster heat. All my screenshots are up to 3 weeks old. Monster heat hits 1/3 of the world population. Lack of snow condemns Italy Po River, it's a huge one, to a desperately dry summer. It's 74 to 75% dried up. Texas A&M experts explain the slowing ocean currents. This is the AMOC current again. They're talking about that some more because that current's slowing down. And it already has been, like Dane Wigington's been saying. And what did I do with that screenshot? Oh, I think that one's got to go. Hang on. My fancy method of doing videos here. Oh, come on, focus. Let me blow that up. That might help. World could face record temperatures in 2023. No shit. Down into the article, it said the world could breach a new average temperature record at 23-24. Of course, that's going to happen due to climate change, meaning geoengineering. Utah's record-setting winter excited pro skiers and lawmakers, blah, blah, blah. They said the lake levels went up 2 feet. They're hopeful for 5 feet more. Oh, crap. Hopefully I got the other screenshot, but that's still well below whatever they called safe. This kind of wonder what the fuck this was. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints up there donated 20,000 acre-feet of water to the lake. I was like, what the hell does that mean? But that does explain it. I thought, do they have their own lake and they can't donate water out of the salt lake because obviously we're not watering salt water, but I guess they have water rights to 20,000 acre-feet of water, so they're going to replace all their grass and shrubbery and shit with rocks and whatever. So there's that bullshit. Oh, this one's in the wrong spot, but I'll get to this. This is the guy, Clayton Morris. He has the Redacted channel. He's, feeding people typical alt media bullshit. He ran off after him and his wife and some others ripped off property owners, on property scams for millions and millions of dollars. So they ran off to Portugal. I looked it up and I forget exactly where these are. These Dungeness crabs are also dying off underway along the west coast. The coast is fighting off a combination of stressors and killing off the crustaceans, is what it said down there. I always start to remember that when I cut off. Oh, this is sad. Sorry that picture's blurry. This is from the end of last year, November 2nd. Hundreds of elephants, zebras, and other things are dying off in Kenya as their drought continues. They're starving to death in the drought. And what they did not address, and I tried looking it up, is you got the lions and tigers and bears that feed on them, and so as they die off, they're not going to have their food. 13,000 pelicans die off, they claim, from the bird flu, in other words, geoengineering along the Pacific of Peru. At least 13,000. Kenya fish cage farmers. We know there's all sorts of die-offs in these fish farms. 364 million fish are believed to have died. And people could say that's because they're raised or they're caged or whatever the hell you want to call it, the fish farms. But obviously something's bad in the water. About 2,500 seals have been found dead in the Caspian Sea out the coast of southern Russia. Oh, I think they're blaming bird flu there too. Let's see. No, there's others here that blame the bird flu. Oh, let me turn this one sideways. Oh, we're going to do this. Nearly 3,500 sea lions in Peru recently died of course, blaming the bird flu. It's fucking hilarious. They won't say it's because of the geoengineerings. That actually says millions of fish found dead in Australian river. Mystery of thousands of dead fish found off the Hong Kong beach. This year alone, 7 whales, 22 dolphins have died along the New Jersey coast. If the fatalities continue at the current rate, 2023 will be record-breaking. And you got to remember, people, what's popped up on the news, there's the... Imagine the fact, I went to that, it's a Christian site that does the mass animal die-offs. So if you go to that, you got to skip a bunch of paragraphs to get past the preaching. But that's the best list that's kept up to date that I see of. But just think of all the animals we don't know because they don't wash up on shore. We're only getting a little bit of what's seen. Oh, I hate it when I get these articles backwards. France's highest court state kind of mandated the government to curb fishing in certain areas of the Atlantic in order to safeguard dolphins that have been found dead in large numbers. Oh, here we go. The move came after Oceanographic Institute reported that at least 910 dolphins have washed up on France's Atlantic coast since the start of winter. This lady, the Alaskan Fire Science, says while they've had heavy snowpack, it does not have any impact how intense fires will be. None whatsoever. They're saying that about California. That applies everywhere because of the geoengineering. The snow is not even 100% snow. Drought in East Africa. If the rains do not come, none of us will survive. As I brought up before, as COVID got going into about a year of that, remember they said they reduced all the portions of the whatever food stuff it is they send there to 50%. What is it now? Like we've done before, deadly record-smashing heat wave scorches Asia. Focus. I know I need to get a better method, but I don't think it's going to happen. Come on. Why is that one doing? Let me try blowing it up. That might help. Dumbass. Several all-time records have broken, including a torrid 113.7 degrees in Tak, Thailand. The ocean is being suffocated by lack of oxygen. No shit. Dane Wigington's been telling people about this shit for like 12, 15 years now, and nobody wants to fucking listen. They'd rather watch their fucking favorite idiots feed them alt-beat media bullshit about they're going to come take our guns. We're going to go to war with Putin. One thing that probably is true. I'll get to it. I'm pretty sure I got screenshots before I go to... Oh, I forgot where... I had to look up this word, sclerophyll. Forests that are they're forests that survive in the with the least amount of water, like Australian vegetation. I forgot, but they said in different parts of the world that's already starting to happen, like eucalyptus. It's all that shit, that doesn't need like the least water possible, and some of that crap that's in Africa. That's where a lot of the world's vegetation is going to be heading to that kind of shit. Damn it, I didn't get the article that went with it. How Winter's, that one came out blurry, how Winter's atmospheric river storms could supercharge California's wildfire season and elsewhere. Climate change, in other words, geoengineering, since it's fucking up the atmospheric currents as well as the ocean currents. Airplane turbulence could increase triple in frequency between 2050 and 2080. Of course, they follow that up immediately with flights are witnessing hard-slamming turbulence now. Remember, if they say it's going to come, it's already here and it's been happening, whether we figured it out or noticed it or not. Climate scientists have detected warning signs of collapse of the Gulf Stream. Dane Wigington's been warning about that years. The research found an almost complete loss of stability over the last century. That would be the AMOC current, slowest point in 1,600 years. Yep, thanks to the humans. And it's I brought this up, shortly after it first happened. I think they said 1 billion crabs at the time. I'm not sure, but now those 11 billions of them snow crabs or Alaskan crabs, whatever they call them. they're trying to say that even though obviously they knew this was happening long before they banned the fishing because they're fucking gone or down to 1% or whatever. You know, they could blame the water's too warm, which is a bad sign, of fucking course, because the oceans are. Look, like Dane Wiggin has been saying, the oceans are full of the heat. They can't hold it no more, so we're going to get more on the surface of the planet. So that's why this shit's increasing. So however you can prep for that, fucking do it. But whether the oceans are warming and they had to try to move to deeper water, which is bullshit, like they all fucking knew which way to go. But anyway, you know, just a decent, or they want to say they're eating each other, which is a possibility too, because as they die off, they have to move. The rest of the shit down there dies off, like the algae dying off and the plankton and everything else, and all that's why, and the heating of the oceans and blah blah blah. We're so fucking hosed. Oh, here it is. Crustacean decimation due to climate change-driven cannibalism. This is all over the U.S. and large parts of the world. Phoenix sees record-breaking high. Connecticut sets new record for that day. 2023 off to a warm start, breaking records all across Europe. Headed off the charts. World's ocean surface temperature hits record high. That's not just the that's just not just the surface. And I can't read that, can I? Let me try to blow that up. Record highs in Denver for 2023. We had a couple of them when it was in hitting the 90s and 85 to 90 from like the central U.S. around. We're not Midwest, we're west of that, but like around Denver, a couple of states here, and that moved out east. Boston and Hartford, I think, record-setting high. Sorry that came out blurry. I hate when I do that. New York breaks record heat set in 77. Its temperature sort of 90. Heat records expected to break fall across in Midwest, Northeast. On April 2nd, this is about the oil. I saw this. My mom sends me. She talks shit about that redacted channel. She wants to send me videos. I'll listen to them long enough or look at the comments to see what they're talking about and look it up. On April 2nd, you know, some of these oil producers with OPEC. Matter of fact, there was a list of them somewhere. Anyway, they reduced oil here, and I think that was just to get the prices to go up. But like they talked about, if Saudi Arabia ever decided to get rid of the U.S. dollar, then there'd be shit. But we would not collapse overnight, no matter what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says, so I don't want to hear it. Dang it. Oh, here it is. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, the BRICS Collective is working on a common currency, attempt to ditch a dollar, blah, blah, blah. We would not collapse overnight. That's why all these countries, like I said, they're all going into self-preservation mode, getting into what countries or getting whatever military they need wherever, in other words, to grab more food as their countries need it. And, back to that one. Let me see if I have any more. Oh, I thought I paused. Okay, this is that redacted channel, and this was over a month ago. My mom sent me this. Former FBI agent exposes the truth of the UFO invasion. Pause here. I want to play this video clip. This is at the beginning. This is the FBI agent, of course.
The next step, it's a little difficult to hear, but the next step, because they need to keep building up the fear of these UAPs, the next step is really for the UAPs to start shooting down our commercial airliners and our military jets.
Hopefully, I didn't think about hooking my speaker up, but what he's saying there, the next move for the UAP, I forget what the hell they call them for the fake UFO stuff, is to start shooting down civilian airliners. I believe people believe that shit. Sorry, I didn't pause in between there. Well, since I still got the screenshots, I want to bring these up again. I forgot what this was. This book that predicts so-called the future with the military and all that. U.S. population down here in 2025 going down to 100 million. And I had found, and that goes with this SPARS pandemic 25 to 28, where a bunch of people dry off, even though this one does not mention the U.S. And that goes along with in the year 2025, blah, blah, technology. Oh, that one goes with, I got these mixed up. This is from Global Trends. This was done in '08, and it's about 2025. The only reason I remember that is got 2025's in there. I did a video before with high oil gas prices, blah, 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 having issues here and there. But what got me was climate change down there likely to exacerbate, I forgot how you pronounce that, resource scarcities, particular water resources, and of course the food. And like I've been saying, and Dane Wigington's been saying, descending into a world of resource nationalism. That's what everybody's after, is resources right now. And there had to be something in here I wouldn't have took the screenshot. Shrinking economic military capabilities for the U.S. in a difficult set of trade-offs between domestic. Yep, see, that's what we're seeing. That's what we're seeing, even though they're not really talking about it. It's going to come out more and more. Domestic versus foreign policy is we need food and all, other shit like that. And I guarantee you there's all sorts of that shit going on behind the scenes. But let me pause here. That might be it. And even though it's a little blurry, there's a picture of my RV when I had electricity. And see you later. Bye.